What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Herman Caicedo. Herman Caicedo is the head trainer of Luis King Kong Ortiz, and he says that he is willing to fight anyone. Luis Ortiz is willing to fight anyone. He says that a lot of these fighters say Luis Ortiz's name, they call out Luis Ortiz, but they are not picking him to fight. Of course, we know the rumors, the jokes, the myths of Luis Ortiz's age, but nonetheless, Ortiz is not the guy that's being picked. He also said that Ortiz will be ready to return to the ring in May, so there is no, I repeat, no soft touches, so no more Christian Hammers, no more Travis Kaufmans. He said he's past that in his career. There's going to be more tough opponents, more guys with a name, and they would like to actually fight Andy Ruiz because Andy Ruiz is really on top of their list, okay, of fights. Now they were asked, and Adam Kalnaki was mentioned. But they said that, he's at the bottom because he hasn't really been tested, or at the level that Luis Ortiz is on, that's kind of iffy. But he said that Luis Ortiz is ready to fight someone with a name, and I like to hear things like that, because it's a part in your career when you're a fighter. Be counterpunching the article. When you can't go back, there's no tune-ups. That's one thing about AJ that was like, well, what the fuck am I going to do a tune-up for? I'm going to go right back in there and get my belts back. And that's what he did. For Luis Ortiz, I think since he went from Wilder, he shouldn't have went down. And I think that was his downfall, okay? I think Ortiz should have fought better competition. I think he should have fought someone like Dillian White before Wilder. You know what I mean? I think that would have been more or less the fight to be made. See, a lot of people always give Dillian White stick about not fighting Ortiz, okay? But it takes two to tango, okay? So if there was any discrepancy in that fight, because we really will never know. We know that Dillian White say he's called out Luis Ortiz and that, and then Al Heyman, and you don't know the chains, the invisible chains that you don't see that he has wrapped around these fighters. So we don't really know everything about that. However, what we do know is that Dillian White did have a hit list and Ortiz wasn't on it. Okay? Now, that's a problem. I think Ortiz should be that guy to beat. Because if I'm Dillian White, I have documents to expose, to embarrass Deontay Wilder. What's more embarrassing than to break the one credibility or the one credit that he has to this day? I'm not talking about February 22nd. I'm talking about February 13th. And this is February 13th. If he wanted to fight someone, if he wanted to break the credibility of Deontay Wilder, just beat the guy that he's known to beat. The only guy he beat the only man that nobody will fight. And he's the only one to beat him twice. So he could at least do that, fight Ortiz. Because a lot of people don't want to hear that. But then it's like you find it weird because it's like that's the secret ingredient behind Wilder's resume and Wilder's buildup. Wilder's buzz happened from Ortiz. Ortiz hurt him in the 7th round of the first fight, right? And he knocked him out in the 7th round in the second fight, right? So that's what they build everything on. And then what they do, nobody wants to fight Ortiz. That would be the first person that you call out, that you make a deal with. Give this bastard, give him $3 million. Give Ortiz I would give his ass $3 million. I would double it. Come to the O2 Arena. So, but again, it takes two to tango because I'm not convinced that Eddie Hearn really wholeheartedly wants an Ortiz White fight. I don't really think that because when deals are like that, when it comes to Ortiz, strange things happen. I know White made his own hit list But now Povetkin is on that list. But you got to argue. Now, here's the thing. The argument is now, Povetkin is just as old as Ortiz. That's true. On paper, he's the same age as Ortiz. They are 6 months apart in age. So if that's the case, why are we fighting Povetkin? What has Povetkin done lately? You could say, what has Ortiz done lately? I get it. But Ortiz fought for the WBC heavyweight champion of the world, unlike Dillian Whyte. However, Dillian Whyte's he's supposed to have that opportunity. He did, but he hasn't. But he wants that opportunity. So if he's hell-bent on that, and if he can't have it, he should at least try to snatch the foundation up from under Deontay Wilder. That's just, that's simple. That's strategy. But to not have Ortiz on that list, that gives Wilder all the room to talk. And people know it. And then until you prove him wrong, you can never say, man, he's lying, he's full of shit. Well, this guy wants to fight everyone, so they say. Give him a contract. Put that shit on social media. I would blast it. Do an Eddie Hearn, right? Pull an Eddie Hearn. But, again, it takes two to tango because Ortiz wasn't even on the list. He wasn't even on the hit list, And a lot of people say, well, he's old. Well, like Deontay Wilder says, whoop his old ass then. So do it. You know what I mean? Call a person's bluff. Because that's all he's doing. He's bluffing. He's bluffing you with a guy that people don't supposed to want to fight. That's all he's doing. So call that bluff. Fight that guy. Beat that guy. Then you say, now what? What else you got? And see, the problem with Wilder, he's creating walls in between real competition. Real competition. Think about it. If he beats Fury, then he'll have Ortiz twice, then Fury. But if you take out Ortiz, then you would only have Fury to talk about. But Fury is his own guy. He wants to fight only certain fighters himself. Look at the competition that he's been in. You know what I mean? So that's really not really the point. But if Wilder beats him, it's going to be so amplified that he won to the fact that everyone will be like, oh, man, he's the only one to beat Tyson Fury. He's the only one to beat Ortiz. Nobody wanted to fight him. No, that's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily true at all. People wanted to fight Fury. Fury got out of a lot of fights. He got out of the rematch, the mandatory rematch, the real mandatory fight with Wilder before and then signed the deal. He walked out of the eliminator with Oscar Rivas. He did a lot of ducking people. And then who did he fight? He fought two guys that nobody ever heard of. And this is facts. So anyway, back to Ortiz and his trainer. He said he's in the gym. He's ready to fight. His next fight will be May. They don't know who it'll be, but it'll be someone big. And my thing is, who will that be? But for me personally, the Dillian Whyte Ortiz fight is on my hit list. You know what I mean? So that's the fight I really want to see. I want to see those second in command guys. That's what I want to see. Those second tier guys. Not the top tier, not the Joshuas, the Wilders, but the Whites, the Ortizes. I want to see these guys clash. And that's what I want to see. But if we can't get that, I would love to see Andy Ruiz too, to let those dudes duke it out. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Herman Calcedo's comments about Luis Ortiz. Should he fight Whyte or try a fight with Whyte or Andy Ruiz? Someone big. You guys let me know. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.